And the first thing we want to do is let's select an area. Let's make this 20 by 20. So 20 that way and 20 that way. Now we're going to raise this up to 20. So we literally want it equal up here, here, and here. On all three sides, we want it to be equal. Let's raise this up a little bit more. Now the next thing we want to do is select our add tool. Now I'm going to change my material here to something else. Let's take it on stone. Work slate. Now, as you can see here, I've got this thing set up on a square. I want you to hit your C key and it'll turn it to a circle. Now, this circle right here is the biggest circle that you can actually make in the game, and yeah, well, it kind of sucks. But to make a circle pretty much custom sized, we want a circle that's literally, the whole entire diameter is 20. If you wanted one that was 30, or if you wanted one that was 40, that's the selection you would make out here, as long as it was 40 by 40 by 40. But you got to remember, when you're using the add tool, you have to have enough material to fill up the entire selected space, or it won't allow you to do it. So what we're going to do here is let's go to our add tool. I'm going to put it on circle. I'm going to hold shift. Just hold your shift key down, and you can see it kind of gets brighter when you press it down. Go and move it over to your square and click while still holding your shift key. We're going to bring this over and away from our box because we don't want it near it. And let's bring it up like so and hit our checkbox. I'm going to escape out of all the other stuff, but as you can see here, I have a sphere. Now if I select this whole entire thing, I pull this out. Let's go ahead and get it all the way down. It is a 20 by 20. So we have a custom size sphere here. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to make a selection that is 4 voxels under what you have just created. In other words, if it's 20 by 20, we want a 16 by 16 of a selection. So let's do a 16 by 16 by 16. My neighbor's going crazy. Okay, so we have that. Now let's go to our delete tool, which should be a circle because we haven't changed it. Hold your shift key and click that same square. Now you can see I have my little directional arrows now. I can bring this over wherever I want to, and it's exactly that 16 by 16 by 16 sized sphere. So let's move this up into position. We want to try to center this as much as possible. The easiest way to do it is basically take your character and be right at the endpoint of one of your arrows and position it to where you have even space all the way around between your little dashed lines here. Next thing you do is go over to one of the other sides and try to get it as centered as possible. And let's go all the way around it to make sure it is centered as much as you can. So that looks about as centered as you're going to get. And now I'm going to hit my check Now it doesn't look like I did anything, but I can assure you the very center of this thing has been chopped out. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this center section all the way around, pull it out with a 20 by 20. Just like this. And I'm going to do a Control C to copy. Let me bring it over here. Control V to paste. I'm going to hit my tilde key to switch between my modes, like this. I'm going to hit my tab key to basically rotate through all these. And I'm going to rotate it onto its side. Tilde again to bring it up off the ground. And I'm going to stack it twice. Select this whole entire top one. After stacking it twice, select only the top one, pull it all the way out, and press your delete key after you've selected the whole thing. And now you have an almost perfect circle.